Welcome to episode 182. We are heading into our flip of the old lady's house. If I remember rightly, last time we had just completed the interior and we were about to get started on the exterior, which involved mowing the lawn, and not with the flamethrower. Mowing the lawn, cutting down trees, removing the bushes, putting in a kids' play area at the back to keep them fenced in case they get out of their room early in the morning while everyone's asleep, and putting in some conifers at the front because we're doing an American garden to give. Just doing a quick check to make sure everything is done. Yep. So we're going to give these guys an American backyard, which is going to give them a barbecue and pool area. We're going to add in a children's playground area as well. And the front yard needs to have low-lying conifers. So basically, normally I just remove this back door and there wouldn't be one. But I can't do that with this game. So I think to start with, for this episode, and I'm just going to keep half an eye on the time, is we're going to divide the yard into segments. So the first segment is going to be the front yard. So the front yard has to be conifers, has to be low maintenance, so we're probably going to put in some gravel. That's taking forever. Let me just come in the other side. Oops. Alright, so we're going to have to get rid of these deciduous trees or we're not going to do terribly well in our garden competition. We will run around and get these stumps in a little while. Just a big fan of cutting forever. So I've found it generally helps if you cut partway through on one side and then go through the other, which is probably not the best wood choppering technique ever, but it seems to work pretty well here. I just, you don't want to look at where those trees are landing, I tell you. So this episode we're probably going to clear the yard mostly of the trees. Be standing a bit close to that. There we go. So we'll just come through and we'll do a mass trunk removal in a minute as well. We don't really want to do the mowing first because that's just going to make this awkward. Because we'll have to whip a snip around each tree. I think I just got clonked on the head by a tree. That's okay. That'll teach me to watch where I'm running after I chop. Okay, it might not teach me anything, but except that getting clonked on the head hurts, but that's beside the point. Alright, what do we got over here? Another tree. And last but not least, we'll take out these. So I tend to like with the house, I like to clean it all, before I get started on the actual... Oh, sorry neighbours. Before I get started on the actual renovations, that's fine. I notice my big buff head's in the way again of these characters. Let's just grab these guys. There we go. Now you can see what the clients are doing. Okay. So we will just very quickly just remove everything. Now I don't think they've tweaked it so that the gardening affects the clients directly yet, but there was some talk that what we did in the yard was going to matter to the clients and beyond just, you know, just adding to the price of the house. So I'm really, really looking forward to when they bring that tweak out. That's going to be awesome. Just more to add to the puzzling. Okay, I thought I had bushes here to remove. I don't. That's okay. I'm not going to complain about that. That's one less piece of madness to deal with. This is a huge yard. Alrighty. So I think this is usually where I draw the line at mowing the entire thing at once, I think. Normally I would run all the way around the house. Just tidy it all up. Because the mower can't get in real close and it tends to get stuck otherwise. So while it looks pretty quick doing it with the whipper snipper, it is actually quicker to mow it. But it's generally only quicker to mow it once you've cleared a swathe around the edges of the yard, just to get this bit done. So we get all of that done. Just take it all down through here. This will keep our edges nice and neat. Again, like I said, I don't know if it matters to the clients terribly much, but I like it looking pretty. So you'll notice in the mini map there, we've pretty much got everything covered. There's a couple of little, there it is, that little dark patch there. So you'll see the darker green is where you've got grass that needs mowing, and if you have a look, there's actually some grass in under the hedge there that we're going to have to go back and get. So we'll just zish this way. So once we take out all of that dark green, it's considered mowed. And we're done. Oops. Alrighty. So even just doing the front yard, we would be looking at, it's just shift and mouse wheel. Okay, hold to mow, spacebar. Just going to see if I can get that in a little bit closer. There we go. Oops. So actually WASD keys to steer. Your mouse will not help you here. I'm actually just not bothering to try too much on the getting it down, as long as I can get most of the, as long as I get even just if I miss just a thin strip like this, it's generally easy to repair. It's still faster than what it would be if I would have snipped the place. Alright, we'll just go back and grab those little bits that we missed. Okay, so this is the front almost done, and this is where we're going to focus through. Let's get this bit over here done. I know, technically I probably don't need to worry about mowing it if I'm just going to gravel it. I just find I like it a bit better. Just zish her out this way. I wasn't going to mow the entire backyard, was I? Nope. Alright, I'm just going to mow enough of it so that if I extend a little bit, it's not going to matter. Boot it back this way, boot it round. Get all that done. And again. I know I can't steer for peanuts. I might as well just finish off this part. Just get that done. Alright, so actually no, I won't make you sit through an entire episode of me mowing the grass. That would be bad. So what we'll do is next time we will come in, we'll mow another segment of the grass, probably tidy up this butcher's job that I'm doing here. I never mowed this badly in real life, I tell you. Alrighty, let's just leave that as it is. Okay, and we'll get to some of the fun stuff at least. I'm going to do this side section here. We're going to actually put a fence in at the back. And we're also, where's that? Yep, we're going to put a pine tree in here. Let me just, hang on. Let's go enter. Garden Contest. We're just going to hover over each of these. We now have a Japanese garden as well, but I think this place is actually going to mostly sit under the American. So without pressing on anything, we'll just hover over it. Okay, so it should be practical and easy to maintain. The front is the owner's showcase filled with many low profile and evergreen plants. The backyard serves as a place for relaxing and recreation. Usually features a patio or gazebo, as well as a barbecue spot and a swimming pool with sun chairs by the side. So we need a barbecue spot, a swimming pool with sun chairs, patio or gazebo or both, and the front, which is what we're doing now, is we're going to do low profile evergreen plants. Okay, we'll escape out of that before I do something silly like maybe put it on for auction. Grab ourselves under the garden flipper thing. We're going to grab ourselves, oh wow, pretty. They have added some new plants in here, it's just gorgeous. But we're going to go straight into the conifers. This is where you'll find your bonsai. This is not a low profile conifer. Alright, so I'm not going to put a low profile conifer in here. I'm actually going to put a fairly tallish kind of conifer, if I can find one. Probably narrow column cut. There's a cone cut. Let's grab that one. I want something fairly thick. Oh my gosh. That's probably a little thicker than I had envisioned. Oops. I'm going to tall narrow column cut. So let's have a look at this one. Alright, this is a little bit more along the lines of what I had envisioned. We're going to pop that there. Actually, we're going to give it a friend or 3. Pop that one about there. And what I want is a fence along here. So, and a screen. So I want a bunch of screening plants. So pretty much I'm going to put these in front of the fence that I want to put in. Alright, so I'm just going to put them kind of, I want them a little bit closer to the pavement. So you cannot rearrange where you put plants once you've dug the hole. Well, not these plants anyway. You can put the other ones in, but these ones actually require they need you to position them before you put the plant in. Otherwise, you're going to be a sorry bunny, and I'm not sure how this is going to work. So what I want is these to go in, and I want a fence with a gate. But the thing is, I don't know how that fence with a gate's going to work once I put this in. So let's go find our fences. So plants, fences. Now I really, really wish there was an alternate gate, but we only have one kind of gate in here. So unfortunately, we're going to have to put in the gate Rio. Although they now have different colours, so that's not, well, they probably had that for a while. Right, I think we're going to go with, it's a greenhouse. Let's go with the pine. So we'll grab that and we'll just bring it back this way. And I'm going to pop that in there. So that means when I grab my next two trees, I should have a vague idea of how well they're going to fit in the remaining space. Alright, so we're going to open that out. And now we're going to put a fence in behind these pine. So let's go back to our fences. We've got kids, so I'm thinking we either want that big one that I just bypassed, or we want something. I'm really liking the look of this panelled fence jack, and if it comes in pine, I need a pine that matches. Give me a minute. Okay, hang on. Alright, I can kind of see it. So that looks okay. What about that? I see that's too pale. Alright, let's go with the golden pine. I'm going to flip it. Yeah, it's nice and tall, so the kids are not likely to climb out of this, which is what the main concern is here. And it's also going to give you some privacy. I'm not sure that panel is going to fit how I want it to. Alright, so I'm going to have to bring these panels back. Alright, so now what we've got is we've got this nice high. It's alright, if I bring the panels back, I'll bring the gate back, which means I'll make more of a garden on the front. So we'll just grab that there, pop it there. Yeah, grab that. Alright, we're going to grab our panels again. So the first thing we're doing is ensuring some privacy. I don't know if there's a half panel I can use. I'm about to find out. Yeah, I need a half panel for in behind these trees. No, okay. I'm going to have to play with things. Or I can just slightly overlap it. It's not ideal, but it'll do. Okay, I don't quite know why that's going to do that, but that's how we'll put it. I just don't have a half panel. So fortunately for me, I can hide the sin with the tree. There we go. Just grab this one, I'll bring it forward just a little bit. Okay, so now you can kind of see the fence in behind, but it's very it's kind of obscured. And we're going to gravel in front as well. So let's go through and put all of these in. Okay. The good thing about it is if I get stuck in behind the fence with these things. Wow, how many digs was that? It's going to take a bit. Okay, I think I accidentally dug 2 holes at once last time. It's because I've crowded these things in quite a bit. Okay, so we'll just put the... Oh, wait. Put the plant in. Hopefully I've... Oh good, they've made it so that they don't go in behind things. I really like that. That's awesome. Okay, and if the hole is not dug, what's going to happen is it's going to tell you, oops, I have a tree in a fence. That's not a good thing. Oh no! Oh no, can I go next door maybe and get my tree back? Alright. Oh, what are you doing over there? That's a bit sad. Get back in your hole. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to cover these with soil. I'm actually going to see if I can jump the fence, or at least get a view enough over the fence to be able to see my tree, and maybe point at it in the right spot to get it to come back into the yard. Or I'm going to have another one of those situations like I had last time, where the tree is through the fence and I can't do anything about it, which is kind of annoying. I love how I insta-turf this ground when I put the tree in. Right, where's a step ladder when you need one? Let's go decorations. No, let's go other. And woof, what's that? It's a surfboard. Very, very cute. Okay, and we'll grab our step ladder. I only wanted one. Whoops. And we'll just climb up here. No, that's not going to help. Okay. I know, I should know better than to plant trees near fences in this game because they haven't quite debugged it, but maybe they will. We'll just give them time. We'll just turn that around, pop it in, and climb up. Can I jump over? No, it's not going to let me. Let's just pick this thing up. Alright. Okay, so I seem to be in a bit of a pickle when it comes to that particular tree. That's a shame, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it, because now I won't be able to place anything over it either. I maybe should have left this. Okay. No, it was better where I had it. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get it back there. Let's try again. Oh yeah, hang on. Alright, that's as good as it's going to get. Okay, well, seeing as I've lost my pine tree, I'm very sad. I'll just sell my scaffolding again. Annoying. Alright, we're not going to get this whole yard done in the time frame. I think I've got about 2 or 3 minutes left before I should be stopping. Let's let's check our plants out. We'll go back into our conifers, and now we're actually going to go back and look for our low growing conifers. And I remember some of these being like the brachiate, I think was, no, the brachiate was probably the civil one. Right, that's the brachiate in size. The irregular shape, yeah, that was the big one. However, we are going to put them all along here, and actually we might intersperse them with a little short plant as well. So we're using the Taxus baccata. It'll come up on our main thing. We have our dwarf shrub, and if I remember rightly, the dwarf shrub is the biggest. Oh my. Alright, so we need a brachiate in here, and I'm going to use this pretty one here, and I'll just pop it. So we're going to intersperse, right, this big thing with this little thing, and we're going to go back over to here, buy many on those, and try and remember to leave enough space in the middle for the little one. So I think what we're going to do is just do this segment along the driveway, and then what we're going to do is call it a day for today. And in the next episode we will pick it up again. So this segment I'm going to have, alright, that, I'm going to put these all in, and then what we're going to do is, oh, that wasn't what we bought. No, it was that one. Okay. No, it wasn't. My gosh, what are you doing? Aha. Who's this one? Alrighty. We're just going to put in this, and we're going to put the gravel in, and that will be the end of this session. But this will be the start of our low maintenance American garden. So these are the I saw a flash of green there a minute ago. No, obviously not. So these are our low maintenance pines coming in the middle. Just going to put a couple, whoops, of these here just to line the path. Pivot that again, pop it in there, and put a little low one here. So don't park your cars too close to the edge of the driveway, or you're just not gonna get them in. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, that looks okay. So I'm just going to run around. I'm going to do a mass digging, and then I'm going to do a mass planting, and then I'm going to do a mass graveling for this section, and that is what we're going to do for today. So this is the start of our American garden. Alrighty. Did I end up watering these in? No. Okay, so I do need to remember to water those in as well while I'm at it. This is not easy to do. There we go. In the dark, but that's okay. I think my poor gardener has worked through the night in an attempt to get this garden going as quick as they can, because the lighting is just starting to improve. There we go, and again. Now the reason we're doing this in kind of a mass planting kind of way, we just grab that, so we just put the plants in, is to me it feels faster, and that might be just a sheer illusion. But when it comes to watering these things in, we might actually get a 2-for-1 deal going with our watering, so we won't have to water each one individually. So we just get that all in. Yeah, I was so worried about not being able to get my tree out of the fence that I forgot to water the pine trees in. And the way you can tell that is if you look in your mini map, you're going to be able to see that all the circles are red, which means that your planting isn't finished. I love this game. It's just, you take something that looks okay or semi-ordinary or whatever, and you just turn it into something pretty. It's really relaxing. So we're nearly done with this part. So the gardening takes, even simple gardening like this, where you're not putting in a ton of plants. Okay, it's probably quite a few, but you're not putting in like half a dozen in a square meter. You're just putting in one. Okay. So we're just going to start in here. I'm going to grab, instead of going from here to here, I'm just going to grab this central one and I'm going to water it in. And if you have a look in the mini map, you'll see that 3 circles turn green. So these are planted close enough together that I should be able to do kind of a mass water and get everything in. Okay. Should. Right, so you see how that bush and the bush beside it has gone in. So I'm thinking if I grab this center bush here, nope, that one's just a little bit too far away from its friends. Right, when they're planted close enough together, you can tend to just, yep, see, like those two came in together. That works. But that one's probably far enough away from that one that it won't make a difference. Yeah. So sometimes you'll luck out and you'll get this effect where you'll get more than one plant will water in at a time, and it's very cool when you can manage it. Okay, that is our yard area. Let's take a quick look back down. It looks tidier than it did. Alright, the hard part is actually going to be able to see to gravel. It's a greenhouse, we don't want to do too hard a gravel. Let's grab our plants, we'll grab our surfaces. I'm thinking the two coloured gravel square because the colours are less harsh and it's more likely to blend. So we're going to go that, and also I like the square for the edge. I mean, we've got pink, we've got blue, we've got the smaller size, but I actually think this is going to work best. So without further ado, let's just get... Now this is probably going to go over onto the other side of these plants, and I don't mind that because we're going to end up graveling this whole area anyway. But not today is the mantra. Oops. So if you're mass graveling a spot, you can just run along in a straight line. And this part is probably going to take a little bit to do. We probably don't need to go this far today. I'll just toddle it down anyway. Yeah, that's way too far. And some of this will not be mowed, so that's not a cardinal sin though. The gravel doesn't seem to mind. And this is why we have our square edges, because we can run them pretty close up to their edge. So I'm just going to run a square edge along here and hopefully save myself having to do this. If I can run it, oops, in a straight line, which it doesn't seem I can, that's okay. It's like me trying to mow in a straight line, it's never going to happen. But it does work better than if you try and do it as a thing. So I might as well just grab this bit, finish our driveway area off, and next time we come in the gravel will still be, oh that's right, I can't walk through the bushes. So this should give this whole area a bit of a clean look as we go through. Just gonna make sure I get right up to the edges. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. I just like it because it looks tidier and I know it's there. And we'll just do in here for good measure. So now that looks kind of clean and tidy. Except for this big hole in the back that I can't fix. So what are you doing to me, devs? It's kind of like colouring in. Alright, so this part here is all done, and this is really all we're kind of aiming at. I might just, to save ourselves a little bit of heartache next session, I'm just going to very quickly run just while the sun rises, and then I'm going to take a screenshot so I can do a thumbnail for this episode, and that will be that. But we will continue our pine theme down into this section of the garden, and we're also going to probably, I might wait until I get the pool area mapped out. So next session will probably be a combination of mapping out the area for the barbecue entertainment pool area, which is going to involve a fair amount of paving, and then probably finalising this part of the front garden, I think. Maybe we'll see. I think I've still got some mowing to do as well in that side section, and then we're going to do a fairly large children's playground for a change. Probably won't be gravelled, I'm thinking. So we'll just zoosh over this way and head back. Cover that. It does kind of chew into your account balance a fair amount. Ah, oops, I lost my sense of bearings. There we go. Where are we? There we go. Get that bit done and get that bit done. So there is going to be another fence. Actually, I might pop the fence in as well. Another fence. I don't think I'm going to put a second gate in either, so we're just going to put... Oh, actually, if I'm going to put a fence in, I better gravel a little bit more, just so I've got a bit of fudge room. So we'll just grab in here, just a little bit further up. No, come on, there we go. Hopefully I won't regret this. And we'll just get all of that kind of done. So that should give me enough space to put... Actually, I'm going to put a gate in, aren't I? Yes, I'm going to put a bit of depth to my gravel. Oh no, I'm not putting a gate in. What am I talking about? Alright, so while I remember what sort of fence I used and the colours, let's just zip back over to here, grab this thing, turn it into the golden wood, and we're going to really go for our privacy in this area, so flip it round. Hopefully I won't be wishing I had half panels. And actually if I move it back just a bit, I know these big things are not low growing pines, but I may wish to hide a fence that doesn't join properly. See, like that one. And I want to put it at the back. which yes does mean I'm going to have to sprint all the way around this way. Use the gate, and there we go. Okay, so all of that's done, and all of that's done. I'm actually going to put those big pine trees in along here. Where are they? These tall coniferous, technically not part of your American garden scene. Hopefully I won't end up with one in the wall of the house this time, or through the fence. That would be kind of embarrassing. But we're going to put a line of this down here. I was going to do a path or something leading into the backyard. Now I don't need to worry about it. So next session we will probably finish off just this part here. Yep. Just make sure I finish digging each one. It's a little bit hard when you've got them overlapped like this. This is no one's fault but mine. And I'm noticing it's really helpful. They don't tend to light up unless you haven't finished it. I might eat my words on that, but we'll find out in a minute. So you just have to get that blue circle to light up, otherwise you won't be able to dig your plant. It's whole. So I'm hoping that once I've done this I won't have unsightly... Oops, I missed a hole. Where was it? There, okay. You won't have unsightly plant holes. The gravel will just magically go back. Oh no, I did get a tree clip into the house. Oh. Let's just see if seeing as I can actually get to this one. Oh, I'm not going to be able to? No, okay. What I was hoping was that I'd be able to reach it from the bedroom and put it in, but that's not going to happen. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, if the hole's not dug, is there a magic sweet spot along here I can do to grab it? Alright, no, I'm just going to have to hide that particular sin with, I don't know, with another big bush. And yes, we do have our miracle gravel, a bit like our insta-turf happening, which is kind of nice. So if you look in the mini map, all of these trees are relatively are still red. The trees clipping into other parts of the thing actually used to be a lot worse, so I'm not too upset by it. And you'll notice by the lighting levels that we're getting that to a point where I can actually take a snapshot. So that will very shortly be the end of this session. Unfortunately, I can't fix that. All right. Kind of cool. So we have our big narrow trees currently there, and I'll just take a shot down the drive. That is our house. forgot to close this up. But that, I think, is where we'll leave it for the day. And if you like the episode, please hit like. If you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. And I will catch you later. You guys have a really good week out there. See you around.